this better. Check it out. Let me know what you think.
Said a black came in and stole your mother's car. I said that black male who stole your mother's car gives that car to his son. Then I asked you, is it still your mom's car? You said yes. I said, okay.
Yes.
Then if the son gives that car to his son, is it still your mother's car?
Yes, it is still my mother's car.
It's still your mother's car. No matter how many times they pass on that car, it's still your mother's car. Is that correct? I agree with you there. And what I'm telling you is you guys showed up and you stole resources, you stole land, you stole diamonds, you stole emeralds, you steal gold, you stole people's lives, you stole people's histories, you stole their futures. But let's just talk about the diamonds, for example.
Can I stop you there?
No, don't stop me there. Don't stop me. Don't stop me. Let me finish. No. You're saying it's not you. Let me finish. You stole all these resources, which we also call wealth. And that wealth from the people who stole it directly was passed on to their sons. And then their sons passed it on to their sons. And then their sons passed it on to their sons. So you're still holding something that was stolen by your forefathers and you've not given it back. Just like we took the example that you claimed a black person stole your mother's car. Well, no matter how many times they passed that down to their son, it was still stolen and it needs to be returned to its rightful owner. And that is why I say Europe for the Europeans. You guys need to go home and give up what you stole.
And if you do that, then the economies will collapse.
Well, that's your theory based on your white supremacist ideology.
That's
based on white supremacist ideology. Let me give you an example.
Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. I would like to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. You know, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth, blessings, and safety to the Lord's elect. All right? And these devils, man, you know, everyone knows their track record, okay? You know, the same track record they have today, this is the same track record they have always had, all right? Especially when you go into the scriptures, man, and you learn the so-called white man's biblical nationality, okay? These damn devils, man. Let me get a quick precept real quick, man. All right, this is the book of Micah, chapter 2, verse 1. It says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it's in the power of their hand. And this is going into the wickedness that Esau brings forth, man. You know, this devil has the power to do so, all right? And literally, you know, he can, you know, be at home and, you know, he could be in bed, man. All right. And he can just come up with some, you know, evil and wicked scheme, man. OK, you know what? Tomorrow we're going to invade, you know, this country and we're going to, you know, we're going to take all of his resources. OK, we're going to murder thousands of people. And the rest of the people who are left, we're going to subdue them and we're going to, you know, destroy their heritage. And we're going to push white Jesus on them, all right? And guess what? You know, the next day when he wakes up in the morning, you know, he drink a double of blood, man, and throw on his 3-piece suit, okay? And he goes right into the office and he takes that pen and paper and that thought that he had at night, he put it right into action. All right, this is the wickedness of Esau, the so-called white man, right? Now, let's just keep reading. Verse 2, it says, and they covet fields and they take them by violence. You know, going into the different lands that this devil has took by the sword. All right. And look at the land of Israel, man, our land. All right, here it is. That land belongs to who? Us. But who's operating that land? Those damn small hats, man. That's a prime example, man. Right? Look at this land, America. Okay? This land was took by the sword, man. Okay? It says, and they cover fields and take them by violence, going into the resources too. Right? It says, and they take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. All right? You know, these devils, man, they took away our heritage, man. And then they'll display these things in a movie and show you what they did, man. All right, prime example, man. You watch the movie Roots. What's your name, son? Kunta. No, your name is Toby. That's a prime example, all right, of these devils, you know, taking away our heritage. Matter of fact, and I'm going to play this video from Osama bin Laden.
You have declared a jihad against the United States. Can you tell us why?
The U.S. government has committed acts that are extremely unjust, hideous, and criminal through its support of the Israeli occupation of Palestine. And we believe the U.S. is directly responsible for those killed in Palestine, Lebanon, and Iraq. Due to its subordination to the Jews, the arrogance of the United States regime has reached the point that they occupied Arabia, the holiest place of the Muslims, who are more than 1 billion people in the world today. For this and other acts of aggression and injustice, we have declared jihad against the U.S.
Jihad directed against the U.S. government or United States troops in Arabia? What about...
This government charges bin Laden with supporting terrorist activities.
The U.S. today has set a double standard, calling whoever goes against its injustice a terrorist. It wants to occupy our countries, steal our resources, impose agents on us to rule us, and then wants us to agree to all this. If we refuse to do so, it says we are terrorists.
And that's the point, man. That's the point. That's the so-called white man's MO. And these are the things he have displayed throughout history, okay? Now, the different resources that this devil, you know, stole, because the scriptures say what? The thief cometh not but to steal, kill, and destroy, right? So the different, all of, the gold, the resources, the things that he have, took it from us, okay? He has all these things in his possession, okay? And, the Edomites today, they're living off of those, that they're living off of those, the resources and the great rob and the murder. They're living off of those things, man. All right, and they don't want the atrocities and the bloodshed and the great rob and murder. They don't want that to be tied to them. Okay, but they just want to benefit and live off of the resources, man. Matter of fact, let me get this Psalm 17 real quick. 17 and 14. He says, "From men which are thy hand, O Lord," which we know that the so-called white man, he's the sword of the Lord, right? It says, "From men of the world which have their portion in this life," okay? "Whose belly thou fillest with thy hidden treasure. They are full of children and leave the rest of their substance to their babes." So these Edomites, they passed those riches down. They passed, those lands and those resources. They pass those things down to their babes, to their children, and their children are living off of those things today. And they have no problem with that. But the way those things were gotten, they don't want that to be tied to them. Okay? But hey, man, the light is shining on these devils, man. These devils have been exposed. Everyone knows these devils and moles, man. And if you want to go deeper, okay, just like today, we're in captivity due to our sins of our forefathers, right? We're in slavery, man. paying for that transgression, right? Picking up that tab, supposedly, right? But in all actuality, we are our forefathers, man. Okay? And it's Deuteronomy chapter 24. Deuteronomy chapter 24, verse 16. It says, the father shall not be put to death for the children, neither shall the children be put to death for their fathers. Every man should be put to death for his own sin. So we are our forefathers, man. The scriptures say, for after death shall the judgment come, and we shall live again. So in all actuality, you know, these devils are their forefathers. These devils are their foremothers, man. Okay? So guess what, man? This is why they're going into captivity. They're going into slavery. And they like to say, oh, it wasn't us. It wasn't us. Yeah, it was. It was you, man. Okay? If you want to be technical, it was you. Okay? But we always use this analogy, all right, when we go into the book of Isaiah, the 14th chapter, all right, if a father and his son, goes out to a restaurant, man, and the father, walks out before the bill is paid, who is stuck with that bill? Okay? The son is, man. Okay? This is Isaiah 14 and 21. It says, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land nor fill the face of the world with cities, man. So it says prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, man. Okay? So you devils are about to get it, man. You are about to get it, man. Okay? Everything that you took, everything that you stole, okay? we're gonna spoil. We're gonna take that, man. Okay? See, this is the time where everything these devils have done throughout history, this is the time where they're going to receive a recompense for it. Okay? And as the scriptures say, man, because of the injuries and the riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. Okay? So, hey, man, fuck these devils, man. Hey, look, man. These devils act like today, oh, we love you guys. We love you. We know, according to the scriptures, man, Esau has a perpetual hatred, which means that hatred is never going to end, man. It's going to always exist. Okay? So the scriptures talk about their words are smoother than butter, but wars in their heart. So don't let these devils fool you, man. They act as if, they have some type of, love and care for Jake, man. Okay? But we know, man, that hatred is perpetual. Okay? But hey, man, Lord willing, this was edifying. I'm here giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, Bahashem, Yakakwadash. Until next time, Shalom.